Folks, how you doing? It's about that time for another quick live stream. It is Saturday night here in Israel, the 12th of July, 2025. So another Saturday night, as the song goes, or one more Saturday night, or Saturday Night's All Right, or any of those classic Saturday songs. And if you've been looking at the altcoin charts today, you'll have noticed that Bonk has been doing some wild stuff today. Right? In the previous 4 hour candle, we saw it pump up more than 10 points, come back down very nicely by the end of the candle. Still had a very nice gain though, a couple points, whatever, a few points. But overall, it went up and down very nicely. So if you got in on the scalp to the upside, took your profit and shorted it, you got like 17 points or whatever in a 4 hour candle. And in this 4 hour candle, the last time I looked at my machine, my trading view was about, I don't know, 20 minutes, 30 minutes ago. And what that is. And the current 4 hour candle, Bonk again, ran up another more than 10 points last I looked at it. I haven't seen it in a half hour, so obviously it has moved since then. But yeah, Bonk has been making some very nice moves today. If you've been in on any of those trades, you could have made a nice chunk of cash, and with no leverage too, right? 10% in a day. That's very nice. You do that a few times in a day. That's pretty sick. Now, some people will say, "Oh, it's only happening because of the Bonk because of the Bonk.fun launch that happened, a week or two ago. So that's why it's still pumping and having crazy reactions and everything else." And on top of that, because of the hold on, because of the pump.fun token that's launching today, which, if you know anything about those kind of tokens, you'll be aware there's a very high probability that is a degen fest waiting to happen. So look for that crazy swarm. Be aware. I would not personally trade that. You're not trading when something launches, right? You might think you're trading, but you're really just gambling. You're hoping it's going to go up because of the theories, the tokenomics, and all that stuff. But really, if you're not in on it before the launch, you probably don't have much of a chance of getting in at a good price before it makes its major move. So usually the thing to do, if you want to be less of a risk taker, is to wait for the launch to happen, wait for the initial buzz to play out. If you can get in early enough and you want to gamble on it and you think it's going to go up, then yeah, sure, you can put $1 on it or whatever you're comfortable with. But realize, first of all, what comes up tends to come right back down, especially when it comes to altcoin tokens. Now, I realize Pump.fun is a launch platform and it's popular and all this kind of stuff. I know all the theories about why it should go up and stay high, but if you look at 99% of altcoin tokens, they tend to have a pretty familiar tendency, and that is that they blast off with their returns, and then the people who were in early sell a good chunk of what they were holding. Maybe not the team, maybe not the whoever, but the average, people that were in on it before it launched. they'll dump it out. That will have a massive effect on the price, and then you'll see the price come back down significantly because the returns will be dropping, right? They'll be reverting to the mean. And when you have a very sudden spike in returns followed by a very sudden spike in price action, you're typically going to have something of a pullback. And during that pullback is exactly when a lot of degens are going to try to, long it because they think, oh, it's going to keep going up. And it's exactly when it's going to go down and it's going to wreck them all and be liquidity for the people who have bigger bags who are taking profits. So that's why I tend to avoid those kind of events because, if I'm not in before the launch with some bags that I can actually sell at the launch, like, as soon as it pumps, then why would I want to do that? And also, I'm really not into being in on something before the launch just in order to rug everyone else. Like that's not my thing. And I realize everyone in crypto is saying, "Oh, you're a sucker or whatever." No, maybe I just have ethics. Maybe I just don't want to screw people over by doing that kind of thing. I'd rather wait for the asset to be liquid and trading, and trade that way, and not just trade against people who are driven purely by the excitement of the hype of a launch, right? Because that's typically the kind of thing that you see happen with altcoins, is that they'll have some kind of a very hyped up launch and the buzz fades out pretty quickly and on to the next thing. So there's thousands and thousands of coins launched every single day on Pump Fun and on Radium and on all these places. So Pump Fun having its own token, sure, it's a bigger thing than just a meme token on his platform, but not really, right? It's just, to the average trader, it's just another asset, right? Sure, the people at Pump Fun will want to believe and will want other people to believe that it's a bigger thing, but until it actually becomes a bigger thing, it just is what it is, right? Now, sure, you could get in on it maybe and ride it up a little bit, but if you don't have early access to that kind of token, like if you don't have a nice bag of it at pre-listed prices, pre-market prices, the probability is pretty high that you're not going to get in on it before it makes its first move, when it hits the market. And I don't know what time it launches. Maybe it launched already. I don't really know. I just know it's supposed to launch today, supposedly. But whenever it launches, just like any altcoin launch, and this isn't to crap on altcoins or anything, I'm just saying, if you're looking for more risk, then sure, altcoin launches are a great thing if you want to basically be a degen gambler. Personally, I'm not. So that's why I avoid those kind of things. But anyway, that'll do it for now. Happy trading. Stay safe. Peace.